Hi, I'm Tom Shanahan. I'm the author of Spiritual Adrenaline, a lifestyle plan to strengthen and nourish your recovery. And I'm excited to be here with Rob Best. Rob is the founder of the Barbell Saves Project. Let's restart that. Hold on a second.
That's all right.
I don't know why I cut it. Hi, this is Tom Shanahan. I'm the author of Spiritual Adrenaline, a lifestyle plan to strengthen and nourish your recovery. And I'm here with Rob Best. Rob is the founder of the Barbell Saves Project. It's based in Phoenix, Arizona, and I've been following their social media since about, I think it was last June 2019 that you got started. I've been so impressed. They've had their, I believe, a 5K run. They've done a lot of functions out in the community down in Phoenix. And he agreed to join me today to talk a little bit about what's happening in Phoenix. So, Rob, thank you so much for coming on and to
Yeah,
talk about what you're doing down there.
yeah, it's really it's a pleasure to be here. Like I was talking to you earlier before we got started, just diving into what you've been up to. It's just like I've been so narrow-minded in my search for others that are doing this sort of thing that I've just been, hyper focused on my own project. And then I start to hear from other people and I'm like, oh man, other people have come to this conclusion too, that, nutrition and exercise might just be the missing link to so many people's recovery.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm really impressed by what you're doing. And like, you're also someone who's in recovery. You have 7 years sober, I believe, from alcohol and meth. And your motto is the body to save the mind, right? Then,
Yeah, healing the body to the mind is our motto. Yeah.
so let's talk about just what does that mean, and just give the audience who may not have heard of what you're doing down in Phoenix and the Barbell Project, give them an idea of what you've been up to for the last year, and then we'll get to where we are today. All right?
Okay. So my background is I'm a CrossFit gym owner. So I've been coaching community-based fitness classes for the last 6 years as an owner and as a coach. With the Barbell Saves Project, we kind of piggyback off that whole community concept. But obviously, we're running 1 hour fitness classes for people that are in recovery. It's completely free to the members, and it's
What
it's
day of
it's
the week?
not cross.
What day of the week are you offering that CrossFit class?
Yeah, so it's not CrossFit. It's just a community-based fitness class. I'm just kind of stealing the idea from CrossFit essentially to
I
organize it
won't
in the
tell
small.
anybody, I promise.
But we do classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. When we were running classes at my CrossFit gym in our location, we were running classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. We've also partnered with another CrossFit gym out in the city of Tempe, and we were providing classes three nights a week, I think at 8:30 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 1 o'clock. And again, another instructor or coach that we picked up that's in recovery has started that. So kind of expanding the program into another CrossFit gym, which is what we see it doing, right? We want to create a certification course that we can start to certify other folks that are in recovery to pop up and run classes, kind of like a 12-step meeting would pop up at different places. The message is all the same. Instructor will be different and location will be different.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about your success. You've been doing this since June of last year. Can you give the audience a couple of examples of some folks have come through and how they've benefited?
Yeah. So we've seen, our numbers aren't great. Like we've only probably been able to accommodate, 100 to 150 people in the past 12 months. Some of that is just the time of day that we're forced to use right now at my gym isn't optimal for people. But in that numbers, we've seen amazing transformations and stories. Whether those people are, 6 days sober, coming in from like a medical services type place where they're on a methadone treatment, their transformations are remarkable. One that comes to mind is Kathleen, 12 years of sobriety. She's out of shape. She's overweight. She's coming off of a hip injury where she can barely walk when she shows up. She's now down, I think, 28 pounds.
Wow.
Doing burpees, doing push-ups, doing the whole thing, going up and down her stairs right now because right now we've taken it from the brick and mortar and we've gone to Zoom classes, just like my CrossFit box has. So now we're providing these classes for the folks of the Barbell Saves Project as well. And we just kind of, it's makeshift classes, do whatever you can to survive sort of thing. We just want to be there to, have the 10 people in a class and communicate and talk to one another and get a little.
Why do you think that combination works so well? When you talk about you've gotten phenomenal results by doing it. I've gotten phenomenal results by doing it. And you just gave one example of someone who's benefited. But why do you believe it is that people benefit so much from combining a more traditional recovery approach with the fitness and the nutrition? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you and I both see this the same way, that it's absolutely imperative that people focus on their psyche or their mind, and that they get help on all of those things. That if you're into that spiritual side, that you get in and get connected. But we neglect, nutrition and exercise, which has a direct impact on your mind. So the one thing that you're trying to help out, you're not doing it any favors by having a high sugar, high fat, and high carb diet and
Right.
not exercising. All those things just lead to anxiety and depression, which is exactly the reason that you're going to that 12-step meeting, is to try to alleviate anxiety and depression. But then you leave the meeting sucking down a soda and smoking a cigarette, which
Yeah.
increases anxiety and depression.
Well, that
So
was me in my first year, and I put on a lot of weight doing it too. I started smoking more cigarettes than I smoked in active addiction, and that was when I had the epiphany. I was like, "What are you doing? It's completely inconsistent with your desire or purported desire to stay sober." And that's when I got serious. So, you know, I
And
think
it's not about there's a whole group of us out there that exercise regularly and eat healthy and we're in recovery. And that's not the group that I want to talk to. Like I want to talk to the group who was like you and me, that are at that 6 month stage where they're not even thinking about what they're eating. They're not even thinking about using exercise as a tool, for their recovery, which is what it is. And it's unfortunate because society says that exercise is related to your body image. And that's what it's all about. It's about looking good. And it's not. I mean, for me, it has nothing to do with that. I'm not here to talk about your body's transformation. I want to talk about your mind's transformation. I want to talk about the impact that exercising and eating has on your mental, your whole outlook. And yeah.
I think that wall that broke down exercise as separate and apart from recovery in the sense of healthcare and trying to improve your overall your mental health, that wall's coming down because of the work of people like you, the people like Scott Strode at the Phoenix, like Robin Sheen Archuleta at Addict Athlete. You're part of a movement and you're doing a bang up job down in Phoenix and Tempe and expanding. So we're at a really tough time though. We can't use brick and mortar or CrossFit gym or box, excuse me. So what are you doing to offer folks virtual classes online so they can stay fit as we get through this?
Yeah, we moved really quick going into that Zoom. I'm part of an affiliates page where it's a group of CrossFit owners all over the world. So we watched it hit Italy, and we watched their reactions to what CrossFit instructors and owners were already doing. Immediately, like in Italy, we started to prepare for that here. So for both of our programs, which are really similar, right? That 1 hour class, community-based exercise program. We were quick to just go right to Zoom and let everybody know, hey, this is where we're going to be. Here's, blasting it out to social media and sharing our Zoom ID and all that kind of stuff, just to let people know that we're still here. The response has been great in both regards. And we're just we're lucky that we have such technology to allow us to stay connected in this time, which has forced us to be isolated, which can be so dangerous just for folks in recovery alone.
I agree with you. Yeah. All the traditional things we're told, don't isolate, right? Get to meetings, do fellowship, all those kinds of things. You can't do safe. You can do them, but they wouldn't be very safe right now. And you might even get arrested for doing it. So where can people find your classes online?
Yeah, so you can go to the barbellsavesproject.com. I think we have it shared there. If not, just follow us on Facebook or Instagram under the same name, the Barbell Saves Project. And we share and post up. Even if you can't make it to the Zoom class, then we'll post our workouts of the day, and anybody can participate in those. We make the workouts really accessible to anyone at any fitness level. These are all going to be body weight movements. Running. If you can't run, you can do jumping jacks. If you can't do, regular push-ups, you go from your knees. Again, it's nothing that's too challenging for anyone to walk in off the street and start doing today.
Awesome. And so, what are some of your plans for the future? As far as community events or organizing, we're going to get through this period. And so as we move forward, what are you hoping to accomplish down in Arizona and other parts of the country?
Yeah, I mean, we have some very lofty goals. We want to see the Barbell Saves Project
You're,
obviously spread all over.
you're an ex-addict and alcoholic, so you do things big, right?
And I have a giant ego, so
Oh,
I can do it.
I have
No,
no idea what that is. I have no idea what that's like.
no, I mean, I think that what's the community at large wants us to exist, and that has been the most surprising thing. So you've got large companies out there that have large patient bases, whether these are Teros or community medical services, and we've gone and introduced ourselves to them, and they're like, we have been trying and wanting to do something like this for years, but it's the pyramid. It's on the bottom of the priority list, and it never gets there. It never gets the funds. It never gets the attention that it deserves. So we've been invited in by almost every company that exists here, at least in Phoenix and Arizona, to just start the program. So that's where we were when we left off. We were just about to start the program in a facility here, and we got the boot.
You and everybody else, not just you, but you'll pick that up we get through this. And I'm told there's a very large recovery community in the Phoenix, Arizona area.
There is, and I mean, luckily we're serendipitously located right in the Phoenix area. I don't even personally live in Phoenix. I live farther north, and our CrossFit gym just happens to be in one of the most hit areas for our opioid epidemic, which puts us in a prime position to help others.
I would say that's God doing for us what we can't do for ourselves, right? Or the higher power, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
whoever you want,
everything. But you're where you're needed. You're where
it might have been the doorknob, what they say.
I hear you. I hear you. Give me whatever works, right? So, what's your top? Let's say you're in recovery, but you also are affiliated with the Barbell Saves. So, as someone who's lived this, but now you're sharing that gift with others, what are your top three recommendations to people out there who maybe are saying to themselves, "I'm not going to be able to get through this. This pandemic. It was hard enough already. So why should I might as well just get messed up." What are your top three reasons not to do that, and recommendations on what they should do?
Yeah, I mean, we already know this is a stressful time. We're already saying to ourselves, rightfully so, this is a unique situation we find ourselves in that's going to cause us stressors. So, I mean, I want the message to be simple. Like, what can you do to help alleviate stress that's free and at your disposal? Exercise. Go in your garage, go take a jog, take a walk, take a hike. I mean, any of those things are at your disposal. And again, it's not an attempt to try to shed a few pounds or look good in your bathing suit. I mean, get out there today because it makes you feel better and will help you to cope with the stressors that you're facing right now. And use it as medicine. Get up and take your medicine.
I hear you, and I'll tell you, there's absolutely no reason if you're down sheltering at home or whatever. It's just, all you got to do is turn on the computer or turn on the TV, and there's a lot of information and resources available. And like you said, working out in nature, just getting outside, has amazing results on the psyche and getting people to be really think more positively. So,
yeah, obviously, stay connected. Through. I mean, I see a lot of activity on all the recovery pages. People are sharing Zoom meeting lists and how to stay connected as far as doing if you're into 12-step meetings. But yeah, I mean, that social interaction is also obviously key to your mental health. And find outlets for it. Get yourself on talking to other like-minded people about everything from things that you're going through. And I think that's a really important takeaway, is to stay connected. It's easy. It doesn't take long for me. If I'm disconnected for 3 or 4 days, I start to feel real funny. Same thing with my exercise and my diet. I've been doing all those things. I get disconnected. I eat unhealthy every once in a while, and then I wake up and I feel like I'm hungover again. You
No,
know, and
I
I'm
hear
just like,
you. I hear you. I hear you. And the thing too is when you do those things, tell me if I'm wrong, you get used to feeling so good that when you like when I'll just go have every so often I love having a Big Mac and fries and I wake up like, oh, why'd you do that? But anyway, it's really amazing to be able to give your body the nutrients it needs and the movement it needs to feel like high just from living well, not
yeah.
a self-destructive drug or other substance. So if someone wants to chat with you about what's up down in Phoenix, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I mean, I guess I'm not going to leave my direct phone number, but that's on our website. So you can
So
go to the website,
barbellsaveproject.com, right? And
find
also,
my contact information on the barbellsavesproject.com. If you're emailing, if you're any of the emails that are listed on there, that's me. So feel free, you're contacting me. Feel free to, we're going to post, I think, did we share the link to the Zoom classes for everybody?
yeah, we're going to share that with your interview. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, anybody in the nation, anybody that's listening to this, you're all invited.
And you
Saturday,
also,
1 o'clock right now.
when is that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Saturday?
Saturdays at 1 o'clock, and then Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock too. We've invited we were just on the news and we were just inviting everybody to that. So if it fills up too much, then we'll make more class times.
Well, I hope it does, and I hope you add as many as possible. You're also a 501c3, so if someone out there sees this and wants to really help you continue your work, they can make a donation as well on your website, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for taking time to chat with me and to share your vision with so many people in the spiritual adrenaline community and beyond. I wish you continued success, and I'm really hoping to come down to Phoenix when things get to the new normal so I can work out with you guys and meet you in person. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much too for highlighting and promoting all of it. All of what you do is so important because getting exposure and letting people know that these types of organizations exist is so important. It was something I didn't have when I first got sober. I mean, I didn't know what a 12-step meeting was. I didn't know what rehab was, and I mean, there was surely nobody telling me that there was these type of recovery groups out there in the country. So it's
You're
great.
part of the new movement, the sober active movement, and I'm glad to share the work that you're doing because you're saving lives. Every person who comes through that door is potentially a life. Oh, you get emotional when I say that, a life saved. You know that, and I know that. So keep doing it. All right.
Right on, man. I can't wait to meet you.
Me too. Take care now.